Hey everyone, welcome back to the His&Hers of Truth podcast. This is my feminine wife,
Sim. Great seeing everyone, and we are gonna continue part 2.
Yeah, so guys, we recently shot a video, obviously, right, of a video that we reacted to about, quote unquote, I guess, passport sisters, but in essence, foreign women dating in the Philippines. But, you know, in essence, foreign women dating in traditional Asian cultures, right?
Yep.
But hey, guys, before we get into it, right, subscribe to that channel, right? Smash that like button, right? Turn on your notification bell.
Ding.
Guys, quit shadow watching.
No more ninja shadow watching.
I noticed our subscription rate really hasn't increased, but guys, I love the view count. I appreciate you guys checking out the content that we've been producing because it shows me that there is an Asian manosphere, an Asian, space that are looking for this truth, that are looking to get better results, right? My Asian brothers, hopefully you guys are spreading this truth, right? And hopefully helping other Asian brothers get better results. Because we talk about all the time, right? Least desired on dating apps. One of the highest self-deletion rates, right? Our Asian sisters marrying outside of our race. And so we're not fulfilling the truth. Yeah. And I guarantee you that's why we're more depressed. That's why we're, self-deleting more often. Okay, guys?
And we don't want that for you guys. And if you like our content and you're believing in what we're saying, please do share.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a lot of work to put a channel up and everything else, and to take a time away from our busy lives and just to create this channel. So if you love the channel, you're sharing it, please subscribe. It doesn't take time to subscribe. It's like ding, just like less than a second.
Yeah, but more importantly than that, let's help our Asian community out this year. Okay, guys? Okay, so guys, the title of this video, and it's part 2, it's the second half of the video, is called Foreign Women on Dating Filipinos. Yep. So let's begin.
Let's go.
Filipinos?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. Few of them are kind of, they are looking for a wife.
Yeah.
And it was not my timing.
Okay.
So it was like I had a kind of a bit of drama.
Yeah.
And people calling you, it was like, just don't call me.
They're good with commitment.
Yeah, they are really looking for commitment and they're like really passionate.
Yeah.
But I think they are looking for commitment with every single person. Like, just chill.
Would you be as interested in dating a Filipino as like a foreigner, or not?
If I'm a foreigner, okay.
Would you be as interested in dating a Filipino guy as you are in dating a foreigner?
Of course, it's not about like Filipinos or not Filipinos. It's just because here I found this kind of commitment more stronger than the other countries.
Right.
But I don't have a problem about it.
So we just see a lot of.
Okay, that was a lot of truths there, a lot of human biological truths. So first thing she said, she dated several Filipinos. And what was the one common trait that all these Filipino men that were dating her wanted, honey?
Commitment.
Okay.
They wanted commitment.
And really wanted commitment right away.
Yeah.
Like we're almost like thirsty for it.
Yeah, don't do that.
So when you're a man and you show a woman that you want commitment right away, what does that tell that woman, honey?
It just tells you that you don't truly love her. You want something, just like she's just, what? You don't think so? Could that mean he's a simp?
Well, you say what you say, but I'll say what I know.
Well, it's like he's a simp. He's not really valuing himself. It's like you're so impatient for her love that she is questioning you. And you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. Yeah. You got to learn from each other first.
There's some truths in what you said, is that they're a simp. They don't value themselves. Those are truths. But guys, a man that wants to commit to a woman right off the rip, it's because they have no options, right? If you're a man that has multiple options, what are you? What type of man are you?
You're a higher value.
100%. So women are very intuitive. Maybe they don't know how to explain it. They're stuck at communicating it, right? Because they're all in their emotions, right? They're not very rational, but they're very good, like instinctively, right? Intuitively, right? And so they know by just natural off rip that if a man who is simpy, needy, and wanting their attention all the time and wanting it right away without even really like putting up a fight, they know automatically you're a lower value man already.
Or your man just needed a green card. I don't know. If she's a foreigner, she
Either
went over
way,
there. It might be
either way, the woman's hypergamous nature, right? We talk about this in the RP space all the time, right? the woman's hypergamous nature will automatically throw up red flags, right? All the alarms are going to be going off on her head.
Like a
They're going to be like, this man is low value, you know, pussy dry up, not going to want this man's anything, right? So guys, quit being needy, quit being simple, because this is the
Don't
thing.
be too thirsty.
This is what our Asian brothers are taught to believe. And you guys, a lot of Western men have been taught to believe this. I talked about this on our last podcast, right?
Yeah.
How the original Matrix, right? The church, you know, had this false ideology of what marriage was, right? Guys, go check out that recent live that we had with our wonderful guests, right?
Yes.
But guys, that's what religion did to the modern man as well, right? They taught them to be simpy. They taught them to be needy, right? Like, hey, if I'm just a good person living within God and doing the right moral things, and if I tell that to a woman and tell her, oh, I'm ready for a family and I'm ready to do this and I'm ready to commit to you and we're going to be one within God and, you know, and all this bull crap, this is why women still don't want you. Women's nature is the truth. They want the best man possible. Men's nature is they want all the women as much as possible. And the higher their level they reach, the more options they have. The truth is that they can pull more women. That is the biological truth, guys, because what is that going to do? It's going to give you the best gene pool, the best, all the values, right, to have the best possible outcome.
True.
Okay. And then the last thing she said too, which it touched on just what I said. She said, hey, I don't care if it's a foreign man or a Filipino man, right? If you're both, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. It's not an ethnicity thing. I need my Asian brothers to get this out of their head that it's because,
your
oh,
trait.
you're Asian.
It's your trait.
It's your
how you're
trait.
acting.
Because if it was some freaking beta ass foreign dude, European, black, or white, women would be turned off by you as well too.
Yep.
On the street is like a foreigner guy with a Filipino girlfriend, but you don't see it really like the other way around, like a foreign woman with like a Filipino guy. What do you think that is?
I feel like it's ingrained in social cultures.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of females, maybe because of social culture and what we see online, maybe women gravitate towards these Western cultures because they like the independence that Western people have, or like you kind of just glamorize that.
Yeah.
So that's why.
You do see a lot of foreign guys with Filipina girls. Why do you think the opposite is not so much a thing?
Because, for example, to me, I'm like 170. I'm not that tall, but the guys here, they're like kind of small, like short, and also they are kind of they are too feminine sometimes. So depending on what feminine. Like no beard, like kid's face. So depending on what you're looking for or what do you like it. So for me, I don't think it's a problem. I just didn't find a right Filipino, maybe.
Yeah. Is it tough for you to date here in the Philippines, since relatively speaking there are not so many foreigners here in the Philippines?
I would say now, after COVID done finally, now more foreigners here, but most of the foreigners for now coming back, they coming here for traveling, so they're not long-term, they're not looking for long-term relationship.
Yeah.
And during COVID it was the same, because everybody who stayed here for a long time after a year being in lockdown and face mask just left. So now, while one of my friends is searching for her love, Tinder,
just YouTube. YouTube? Yeah. I would just go to the last question. So what's an advice you can give to foreign women?
So before we go to this last question, so his question specifically is, why do you see more foreign men dating Filipino women, or in essence, you know, Asian women, than you do see Asian men, Filipino men in this case, dating foreign women? And what do you think about their reactions on their answers?
Well, most of them is similar to what we've been saying. You know, you're short, you're shorter, right?
Yep.
And then on top of that, you're just, you know,
feminine.
You know,
guys,
feminine.
it's your trait.
You can't do that.
It has
Don't
nothing to do with your ethnicities.
Nope.
I want to keep hammering this home to my Asian brothers, right? It's sad. Yes, we're unfortunately the shorter ethnicity compared to other ethnicities, especially when you're comparing yourself to white guys, right? Or even black guys, right? But in essence, we're still the shortest, or one of the shortest ethnicities, right? And then, of course, the femininity aspect. That is something we can change. But like I was just telling you guys earlier on my rant, we have been indoctrinated to be taught at a young age to be nice, right? To be this family orientated, right? Morally strong, right? What is one of the what is the religion that is super prevalent in Philippines, honey?
Well, isn't Christian?
Catholic,
Christian,
right?
Yeah.
So guys, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Religion has failed men, and it shows with this modern men issue, and it shows you the issue with this modern society, because they were teaching everyone to follow this ideology. But one thing they couldn't hold back was the women's feminist movement, right? Because they had to say, well, hey, we can't tell women not to go work, right? We can't tell women just to sit at home and just raise babies, right? But that is the problem with religion. They should have stuck with the truth. Religion at one point was to control the truth, was to regulate the truth. I've said this before in multiple freaking videos, right? It was a way for them to control the truth, so that way men wouldn't kill each other. But then unfortunately it turned to the point where, like, well, it's just to control so that way men and women won't, like I said, the lower value men can have a chance. But you can't fight human nature. And when women want the top men, they still gonna want the top men. And so guys, we need to change our strategy. You need
to level up.
Yes, you need to realize that women of all social classes, of all ideologies, of all religions, they all want the same thing. They want the top value men.
They want number one.
Correct.
Coming here, foreign women.
I would say be open for every opportunity. Don't look at the Filipino people as a weak. They're not weak. If you will fall in love with some of them, you're gonna be treated best ever you can imagine. Don't think that every foreigner here gonna treat you the same. And keep in mind that foreigners here, they're still foreigners here. Most of the time they came here for vacation. And most of the time they came here just to have some fun.
Right.
And if you're really searching for a long relationship, don't search them in Tinder, don't search them in Bumble. Just find your people around. Maybe through your community. Like I have a lot of my Russian, Ukrainian friends from Belarus. So who is meet Filipino people, go around, have fun on Poblacion. Maybe in one moment you will find somebody. Don't put a lot of that, he's the one in the beginning, but also don't consider him like, it's definitely not my type. Right. He can open for you from different side. Like us, I will say, don't like the face, like the soul. Take a time to find his soul.
Right. Okay, nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
So what's an advice you can give to foreign women coming here to the Philippines when it comes to dating?
I think if you can find everything here, like you can find like foreigners and Filipinos, so many nationalities, and also you can find what you are looking for. Like if you want just commitment, I think you can find commitment with the Filipinos most likely, because the foreigners are like traveling. And if you just have like fun, I think it's also easy to have fun here.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. Thank you.
Welcome.
I've watched do you guys watch 90 Day Fiance?
I don't watch it personally.
Yeah. One of the biggest tips about between Western and Asian cultures, etc., is to really understand the cultural nuances and differences in the culture, or else you're just not going to get along. If you plan on dating somebody, you have to accept them wholeheartedly and the differences that you have. Otherwise, it's just not going to work, because you have to understand that everyone grew up differently and the society norms are different for each culture. So understand that, and I think that you will have a flourished relationship.
Right.
Don't understand that, it's not gonna happen.
Okay. Yeah, nice. Thank you. All right, so that concludes today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This video actually took 3 days.
Okay, so that was the end of the video, and pretty much he let all three women kind of explain or give what their advice would be to foreign women trying to date in Asia, right? Or specifically Philippines. So what do you think each one's reactions was, honey? What do you think about their answers?
Well, it doesn't seem like if you're going over there, it's not really a serious thing. If you want an Asian guy, the Filipino guy to commit, commitment there is pretty strong. They'll commit to you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to play around, and that could also be, you know, you can do both. So it's a wishy-washy sort of.
This is why this modern society is lost, because we really need men back, you know, teaching women, or I guess we need fathers back. We need brothers back. We need women to listen to men who actually care about them, but who aren't trying to fuck them. To tell women what they really should be looking at, because women, I'll be honest, you give shitty advice when it comes to, you know, what they should be looking at for a man. Because the truth is that whole last section, except for the Asian girl, of course, which I'll go into a second, right? But the Ukrainian girl and the Brazilian girl, they literally were talking about alpha fucks and beta bucks, right? Where the Western guys are there to play, they're there just to visit, right? They're obviously more the well-to-do. That's the reason why they even can go there and travel and go back and forth, right? But they're not serious about commitment.
They're not
They
committed.
have options. And if they go here, they're going to try to find a Filipino girl who's more traditional, more feminine, right? Maybe freaking just treat them better as a man. In essence, the alpha fucks category, right? And then they're putting you guys, my Asian brothers, who think like these Filipino traditional men, or men who are traditional like that, as the beta bucks. And you'll notice that both of them, even though they know that that traditional man would give them the better outcome of commitment,
and they still don't want you.
they still don't want you. They're not aroused by it. You can tell in their voice, like the disdain, like like just the grossness of them talking about these men, right? You can just hear it in their manners, and you can see it in their body language. They do not find these men attractive. Okay,
And it's your traits. It's not you.
yes,
it's your
it's not
traits.
Asian ethnicity, but my point is a lot. I would hard pressed to say that when it comes to ethnicities, just like how black women have terrible traits when it comes to female traits, right? My Asian brothers, you guys have the worst traits when it comes to male traits, right? So this channel, this freaking truth that we're trying to push out to you guys, part of it has to do with getting you guys to realize that and level up. Right?
Open up your mind.
Open up your eyes that you
explode.
guys need to self-improve. And I hate to say it, guys, I want to remind people that the answer is not for everyone.
No.
But the problem is the answer is the same for everyone. So what that means, guys, is that to get the truth, to be truly happy, to get the results that you want, you got to become the higher level man.
Yeah.
But the truth also is not all of us are going to get there. And that's the reason why the matrices exist. Because, guys, we know already, right? 35% of men, you know, they say 40%, but I'd say somewhere around 30 to 40% of men have actually had kids throughout history, right? Whereas over 90% of women have had kids. The reality is there are winners and there are losers. And this current social, you know, dating market, this sexual dating market now, the modern one, shows you that even more, that if you're not the top level guys, you are not going to get any action. And that's why Asian men are falling behind, because we're not opening up our eyes to what is going on.
You have to look.
Yeah, you guys
Wake
have
up,
to see
smell
what's
the coffee,
going on.
you
I get
know?
it, guys. You know, like this, our generation is still fairly young, right? There's still a lot of Asian men that just grew up recently that like didn't get taught this thing. You know, we grew up with our parents having this relationship that we thought was ideal, right? We get perpetuated in our church, in our culture, right? And that's the reason why I'm talking about it on this channel, because I really want to talk about these topics that hasn't been discussed for the last few decades, right? Because if we don't change this around now,
It's going to get worse.
it's going to get worse. We're going to self-delete more,
It's going to go downhill.
right? We talk about men's mental health all the time. We talk about people's mental health, but specifically men. You guys know what all mental health means? It means that you're losing in the pursuit of the truth. You're sad, you're depressed because you're not getting the fulfillment of being able to achieve the truth. And that's the reason why men self-delete.
Well, that's the other thing too with our society going on right now with everything else. They're also suppressing the man's emotion. Like a man has to express his emotion. When he gets mad, let him be mad. But when you're suppressing it,
no,
you know,
honey, no.
like get mad in a good
No,
reason way, right?
No.
You don't think so?
No. They're suppressing men's values, right?
Okay.
So they're telling you don't become the high value man. They're saying be this beta man and listen to women's, you know, needs, right? And be emotional, right? Like talked about your personality. Guys, that's not going. It's just like this whole alpha fucks and beta bucks conversation. You're going to do all of that, and the women are going to be less aroused by you. They're going to be like, why is this guy so needy? Guys, we've had a couple lives now. Every one of those lives where we've talked about to a girl on that live, where they talked about how they wanted their man to be more emotional, all those men they broke up with.
Yep.
All those men they found less attractive.
Yeah.
All those men, they said, I don't want to solve your problem. You go solve your problem.
Yeah.
You can talk to me about it, but you go solve the damn problem yourself. So, guys, it's all freaking cap.
They still
okay?
want a man's trait.
They want
a strong
masculine
man.
values high.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's what this is the problem is. Our Asian brothers have still been indoctrinated to believe that that's what's going to give you good outcomes. And it's not.
Nope.
You guys got to stop this, because otherwise you guys are going to continue to get more depressed. Our mental health in our community is going to get talked about it more. But guys, you know what they talk about when they say mental health in the men's community, let alone the Asian community?
Yeah.
They ain't going to do jack shit for us.
No.
They're just going to give you more drugs to take.
More drugs.
Right?
And psychologists is just giving you a runaround.
And that just means you're not going to be more fulfilled. So
No.
all you're going to be is a freaking walking matrix zombie for them to freaking damn leech off of.
Yep.
Right?
You guys
So
think
you
about that.
need to escape the matrix.
If they don't have a strong man to fight back, who do you think is going to fight back? You think the woman? No, they got the woman controlled underneath them, and then they got the now wussy ass men that doesn't want to do jack. So now here's more pills so you don't do jack. Let us take care of you. So they would just want you to be their, little controlled underneath the strings.
We shouldn't talk
do you
about
wanna
mental
be that?
health, because the mental health program is just another way for the government
To control
or
you.
the other matrices to control us, guys.
You don't wanna be
We
controlled.
need to dictate our own freaking future. We need to dictate our own outcome. Be responsible, be accountable ourselves. And I truthfully think this message will resound with my Asian brothers, because one thing about the Asian culture in general that is really good is that Asian culture typically puts the accountability on ourselves. We don't go blame our other people. We don't treat ourselves as victims. So I'm hoping I hope you guys spread this truth to all my Asian brothers, because I know our Asian brothers have the correct mindset of not being a victim, at least, to hopefully change this around. Okay?
Yes.
All right,
Very
guys.
true.
Hey, thank you for
Joining
obviously following us and joining us again on this reaction. We'll see you guys next time.
See ya.
Right,
Bye.
Join us as we give you guys a glimpse into our lives, give you guys advice, hopefully give you guys entertainment value as well too, and provide you guys better outcomes.
Yes.